What's
Welcome
up,
back to
baby?
another episode of Deeper Than Sports. I am one of the hosts, your homie Big E. I got my boy CB here with me.
What up?
And
What
today
up?
we want to cover a few subjects, man. There's a lot going on in the world of college football and NFL football. A lot of coaches switching seats, so to say, moving spots. The most surprising one got to be Nick Saban. The king of college football is no longer going to be the head man at Alabama. He decided to step away and taking on new challenges. So, what you think about that, CB?
Man, it's kind of like it's surprising, but like it I said it wasn't surprising, but it's surprising kind of both. Like at his press conference, I seen his face of like tired. You know what I mean? And I seen a lot of compassion and me hearing about, Nick Saban in regards of, him stepping down. I know he struggled with the newness of college football, bro. He's 72, got to deal with NIL. That's a challenge, bro. You know what I mean? When you king, right? And now you got to face another challenge of NIL transfer portal. That's tough for a guy that's 72, and he did a great job in decades of being able to transition
Yeah.
and scheme and the personalities of the players. But now it's a lot now, bro.
Yeah.
And one of the things he said is just like this year put a toll on him. You know what I mean? This year put a toll on him. The grind. The grind is different now. You know what I mean? And so it's like you surprised, but you ain't surprised. I'm
Yeah.
happy how he retired though. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So a lot of coaches might get retired or might be forced to resign when when they lost and when they wins and losses is
When they
below
lose the
500.
fastball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just hearing him talking and stuff like that, he's in good spirits and stuff like that. I mean, he's the GOAT of college football, man. I mean, 7 national championships, over 200 wins at Bama, 9 SEC titles. I think the championship that people don't really discuss about is the one at LSU. I mean, he took an LSU program who was down in the dumps. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
and he resurfaced and got him a
Mm-hmm.
national championship. And same thing with Bama. You
Yeah.
know what
If
I
not
mean?
for his stint in the NFL, CB, he could have did all this to LSU. You
Exactly.
know.
And people, so look, man, I know people try to say, talk about his NFL stuff, bro. Bro, his NFL record, like it wasn't bad, bro.
It
It's
wasn't
like
that bad.
it's like 7-9 one year and like 8-8 or something
Yeah.
like that, bro. So it wasn't bad. It's like he had like a total of, I want to say 15 wins. No, a total of like 16 wins and 14 losses.
Okay.
Something in that nature though, bro. But it was just slightly below 500. And and yeah, you know what I mean? And he went to the league and he had his thing there, man. But I'm a big Nick Saban fan. Just hearing him, he's been a great mentor for me, just hearing him speak. No nonsense, a perfectionist at that. And he's shaping and molding man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So what
What's
I
your
see,
thoughts
CB, is
on
a
it,
couple
bro?
things at play here, man. I see that Nick Saban, like you said, the things that you mentioned, the transfer portal, NIL. Let's just talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
Transfer portal can be probably exhausting, man, for somebody in your
Yeah.
70, 71, 72 years old to deal with not only your team, but guys that either want to come to your team, guys importing and exporting your team. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So now that's a whole nother wrinkle you got to add to it. I also
Exactly.
heard him talking about the early signing day in December, on top of a bowl game, on top of NIL, on top of just finishing the SEC championship, on top of Christmas. So, like,
Yeah.
bro, in your 70s trying to jingle and mash up all of this stuff, man, to make a perfect kind of schedule and to breed these athletes to the next level, because Alabama is a breeding ground for the NFL. So, like, these kids go to Nick Saban, they go to Alabama for that specific reason alone. So
Exactly.
I think it just ended up being a lot. Lastly, bro, being in your 70s, man, like, we got spoiled, so to say. Like, all these superstar coaches are, I would say, GOAT coaches, you know what I mean? GOAT category coaches or lifer coaches. they have spoiled us, man. They've been in the sport for so long and well into their 70s. Like, that's not something that we usually see. So, like, hats off to Nick Saban, man. He did a great job at Alabama, LSU, you know what I'm saying? And well wishes into his retirement.
Yeah, man. And I think the other pieces, you know, what I was thinking is like you said, all those things, right? So you got, we could talk about Belichick too. We could talk about Carroll. Those guys are a
Yeah.
lot older.
Yeah.
So this is what I wanted to say about this, bro. Is the personality of the student athlete in college has changed. They have a say so now. They picking colleges based on how much money they get with their NIL deal. Right. Number two, and you look at the college coach now and the NFL coach, it's more of a player coach, a cool coach, and a little bit of discipline. It's a
Yeah.
coach that can feel solid being in the locker rooms with his players and kicking and having a good time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I love Detroit Lions coach. My man. You know what I
Dan
mean?
Campbell. Yep.
Dan Campbell. Blue collar, love his guys. Antonio Pierce. You know what I mean? Intern coach at, Vegas. He kick with his guys. He's a stand up guy. Is it changing in that perspective? Look at New England Patriots. Gerard Mayo just took over Belichick. You see what I'm saying? And they were saying the same thing about how he can adapt to the locker room. He got great rapport with the players. So is that changing? Is that shifted changing? Do you see more of a player coach now?
Yes, I think you hit the right on the nose. It's not changing, CB. I think that has changed. I think we already passed that. Like, the hard nose, get in your face, grab your face mask, coach. What the hell are you doing? Shake your face mask. That coach is no longer, bro.
Yep.
Like, that climate, our climate that we live in today is we won't accept that from a coach. We won't. Parents won't accept that from a coach. Like, we won't even give him a chance because we'll say he's ruining kids. He's too physical or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Gerard Mayos, the guys that's in the league right now, that Gerard Mayo, the new coach for the New England Patriots, has been elevated from, like, he was a player there, ended up being on the staff. I love his story with the New England Patriots, but he's one of those kids now, CB. So, like, get what I'm saying? He's going to coach or he's going to adapt to the locker room the way that he would want it to be adapted to him. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He could have told Coach Bella, hey, man, coach, you could have let us off a little easier with some of this, coach. Or on Wednesdays, no shoulder pads or no pad. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to have that new wave of bringing the new coaching style to the table, for the new athlete, because like I said, it's not changing no more. It has changed. They need music for everything. They got to be patted on the butt. Yeah. Everything is uplifting. You can't tell them they did nothing wrong. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's all stroking the ego. So, yes, we're past how we grew up and how we were coaches is totally different. Like, I remember not getting water some days. CB, if a coach does not give his players water, you can sue. You know what I'm saying? No, bro. And not in a way like they was trying to hurt us.
We couldn't ask for water
in a motivating way.
Until y'all go coach, hard. Man. Hey, coach, man, I need some water. Like, we wouldn't even ask that, bro.
Exactly. So that it has changed, man. But even with the changes, CB, I think Pete Carroll was ahead of the curve. Like, so Pete Carroll and Belichick are two different guys. Like, why are you getting rid of Pete Carroll? That was my thing with Seattle.
Yeah, I didn't
the players coach. He is the fun guy.
Yeah, he always been that. I remember at USC, he always used to play jokes on his players. You know what I mean? Yep. And different things of that nature. He just, like, I didn't understand that, bro. You know what I mean? I didn't understand that. But now it's those guys. But do they want that to face of football? You look at the coaches in the NFL. A lot of those guys in their 30s and their 40s. Yeah. That's the face that they might want now. So now where do those coaches go now? Where's positions for those guys to go? The Belichicks and the Pete Carrolls and Saban. I know he's retired. You know what I mean? But what's the next move you think for those guys?
All right, just being funny. What if they all linked up on one staff, CB? What if Belichick get the whatever gig he brings Saban, Pete Carroll? Let's lock this shit down.
Yeah.
On some funny stuff. But on a more serious note, Pete Carroll got kicked upstairs. So, like, he's going to be a consultant, an analyst or something in the front office. You know what I'm saying? But and for Belichick, I think that's a whole separate animal because he's so close to the all-time wins record. So I think he's gonna coach. Like I think Pete Carroll might be done for real. Nick Saban may be done for real. But I think Belichick is like 18 wins away or something from Don Shula's all-time being the winningest coach of NFL history. So
Yeah.
I don't see him walking away before he gets that record.
Yeah.
18 wins away, that's 2 seasons, bro. Like, give or take. I gotta have that before I'll go.
Yeah. Yeah, I see Belichick. And I'm just throwing out there, what do you think for Belichick to be able to, right now Philadelphia is struggling right now.
Yeah.
I think the load got too heavy with Belichick be able to gamble or to juggle GM head coach. Yeah. Now you take that role away from his defense, always been still one of the top tier defense. They play solid. You know what I mean? How would you think a Belichick will be able to handle a Philadelphia Eagles team right now? They got talent.
So truthfully, man, like I'm not seeing the problem with the coach they got right now. Bro, when you go to the Super Bowl, bro, like that's a tough return to be good and to be they was 10-1. Like, yeah, it's hard to do that. It's hard to play all them games and then come back and be that enthusiastic and that same powerful and dominant the next season. You know what I'm saying? So to see the need to get rid of that coach, I don't see it. But since we doing this, I think it'll be perfect, bro. I think because like you said, you don't have to be the GM no more. Yeah. This team is just you got a quarterback in place, you got receivers in place. All you need is that defensive mind and to kind of bring them back together. Like they were a good defense the year before, but when you lose your defensive coordinator, this is the kind of stuff that will happen.
Then they scrambled. Got my man, the other DC.
I don't like him either. Patricia.
Yeah, Patricia. But that's a head coach issue, bro. This is my thing with Sirianni, bro.
Yeah.
And I remember this. I think it was in the Super Bowl, and it was a challenge call, either Super Bowl, national championship. It was a challenge call, and Sirianni like bragging, like yeah, like way too excited. And Jalen Hurts is like basically chill, coach. Like, yeah. Remember that? Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts was the adult in the room. Yes.
So right there, that was a red flag to me, bro. I'm just saying, though, as a head coach, as a leader, bro, your quarterback telling you to fall back, that was a red flag to me. So now I'm thinking, like, man, has he lost trust in the locker room, bro? Look how their efforts has been playing, bro. They lost to Arizona Cardinals. They've been getting smacked. And now they got to play the Buccaneers.
Right.
Their secondary that been struggling all year and be able to go with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and those guys and Baker Mayfield redemption, most improved player of the year. We don't want to get on that, but not throw that out there,
I ain't running from no smoke. I'm let you know that right now.
He's gonna find a way to get on that, but not right now.
I agree with you though, CB. I agree that Jalen Hurts should not be the adult in the room when your head coach is on the sideline. He's got to be able to lead men in a way that he doesn't lead with his emotions, because that was a bad look. I remember that was a bad look on the sideline,
bro. So I was like, bro, what is this dude doing, bro? Like,
that dude, you hit a good point. I don't think he is motivating them real well right now, because just look at how they playing. The defense is playing terrible. You got all these draft picks and all this potential on the defensive side of the ball, bro. Y'all can't get it stopped.
I can't understand it. Like I understand you need a good DC, bro, but you have probably the most talented roster in the NFL. Top 2, top 3.
Top 5 talented rosters for sure.
And y'all can't stop a code.
I can't stop a nosebleed. So that killed me too. But I will say this though, just real quick on the whole, them going in, this is not the way you want to go into the playoffs. They lost like 4 or 5 in a row. It just don't look good, for one. 2, Baker Mayfield. I will give Baker some props, CB.
We don't need to talk about that right now.
I'm just saying, as they going in, I'm happy for them. Won a division. But that ain't what you want out of a number 1 overall pick. No, I'll just leave it there. That ain't what you want out of that.
No, it's just, it's sometimes in life, like I said, him having that hunger again, him being that walk-on quarterback in college, bro. That was a humble position. Getting the Heisman Trophy, number 1 pick. And then you get the big head, bro. You get the big head. So now you got to go through some humble pie. And the good thing is he been humble before. You know what I mean? He been at the bottom before, and now he climbing himself up. And now
Yeah,
look what happened right now. You know what I mean? And let's say if they do lose this playoff game, to me, it's still a solid year for him to gain
yeah,
some confidence. He already gained confidence, some trust in his teammates, and be able to come capitalize next year and get better. You know what I
right.
mean? So
Now, is this a if you lose your job type of game for Philly and this coach CB for Sirianni?
yeah, bro, he got to go. I think he lost the locker room. That's my personal opinion. I know people
Yeah,
saying, I think they had the DC and they replaced Mike Patricia in the middle of the year or something like that. And I
yeah,
get that, but to me, when you that talented, you could have a subpar DC, bro, because my guys are better than your guys. And I just don't see those guys playing with that They don't play like for example, Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders, the
yeah,
Detroit Lions 2 or 3 years ago with Campbell, when you ain't know a starter on their team, they
yeah.
went 8-8, 7-9. But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
What I seen out of them teams, out of Detroit, out of the Raiders with a rookie quarterback, I see guys who want to win. The focusedness, the competitiveness, and the effort, and the other pieces, man, we're gonna play hard for my coach.
Yeah,
We're gonna play hard for my coach. I see that out of the Raiders, bro. I seen that out of the Lions 2 or 3 years ago, and then it continue to happen. You know what I mean? But their roster improved. But I'm talking about when the Lions didn't have nothing on their roster, bro. You seen guys playing with that effort, and that's rare in the NFL because them guys getting millions and millions of dollars, man. But like you said, the game has changed. We know that the game has changed, and that hard nosed blue collar guy, that's not Deshaun like Sean Payton. I think about Deshaun Payton, what he did.
even Coach Belichick to a certain extent. CB,
Yeah, but Sean Payton, what he did to, you know,
Russ.
Russ on the sideline, like what's
Yeah,
going on with that? But I just feel like going back to what I was saying, bro, is just, I think the locker room, like Jalen Hurts, it might just have to be a player-led team, bro. Jalen
yeah.
Hurts and them got to have a private meeting, bro. You got to get your troops together. And he great leader. Like, hey man, fellas, this ain't about the coaches, dog. It's about us in this room. At the end of the day, we got to make shit win. We got to put in the work, and we got to make it happen on the field. Skip what these coaches talking about or whatever it is. It's just they don't look motivating, bro. And I seen that
Mm-hmm.
against the Cardinals. I was just like, what? I just didn't
Now,
see
do you
it,
see
bro.
any other landing spots, CB, for these coaches that we talking about? Okay, we got Belichick, maybe possibly Philly. Is there any other teams that you could see him going to, or trying to, get the wins record in that city?
I love for him to go to. He don't need to go to a team like Patriots, bro. He don't need to go to the Commanders. You know what I mean? He
No.
don't need to go to those type of teams. You know what I mean? You're older now. You need to go to a team that's ready. That's a ready machine. You know what I mean? And I feel like Philly will be that team. But then again, is like, who is going to be your OC?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? This is going to be your
Right.
guy that's normally your OC.
Right. McDaniels.
Is it gonna be McDaniels or you know what I mean? And McDaniels,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the players don't like him. So like you said, the game has changed. We don't like him, bro. We don't like him. You know what I mean? So I don't know with that experience. You know what I mean? Um, but that
I
could
think
be.
somebody will take a chance on him. I don't have a team like in mind, right? Philly, I heard that this morning on the radio. They were talking about Philly. So I'm like, man, that would be. It's a plug and play. He could step right in. But I am with you on the offensive coordinator. They would need a good one to
Yeah,
go along with Coach Belichick.
yeah, yeah, bro. And then I would love hopefully Jim Harbaugh go to the Chargers. That would be
Yeah,
great. And then they got to give Antonio Pierce this year, man. Like for him
yeah.
to do what he had to do, man, and step in that role, get these guys motivated, want to playing with a rookie quarterback, playing with a staff that's not his. You know what I mean? That speaks volumes to me, man. So
All right, let's go back to college football before we get out of here, man. What do you think about this Alabama hire and Washington's old coach, DeBoer?
I love the board, bro. If you look at his resume, He won national championships, NAIA national championships 2 years, D2 national championship. Got to Fresno State, turned their program around. You know, went 4-8 first year, then went 10-3, 11-2. You know, Washington first year, he go 4-8, 10-2, 11-1, or another 10-2 national championship.
Yeah.
He's a proven winner. He has a very great. He's a good offensive minded coach, and their scheme reminds me so much Ohio State scheme, bro.
Okay.
That spread, you know, that spread, and it's not so much of a their lineman is not a spread power with their lineman. So that I think the creativity is more like it's Ohio State in the SEC.
Okay.
So I'm wondering how he's going to adapt to that. Hopefully, change the more spread power base. He you know he used Penix. You know, a lot of drop back passer. But he got Labby. Had Labby coming in. No, who was coming in for his quarterback? He had a transfer guy coming in. I think the guy from Kansas State. But
I'm interested to see this style in the SEC, like throwing it around, tossing it around the yard. You know what I'm saying? That's cool, but you know you're gonna have to line up and come at some people
and
down
you
there.
could do that at Alabama. You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
So that's my thing is how's he's gonna adapt to that, B?
Yeah.
Because all his offense stuff, his
Yeah.
creativity. Like if he ran Alabama system, I think he could adapt, man. He's open minded, he do a good job, and he's like a low key, humble type of person, bro. You know what I mean? Like, look how he had those Washington guys playing this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like other than that national championship game, I mean, it was down. I mean, you know, they was down 2013 for a while, but every game, man, those guys came to play.
Yeah, they did
He
too.
ain't had the best players, bro. Like he
Right.
ain't,
They were never out of the game.
no, he ain't had the best players. So I love that hire. Matter of fact, I love it, bro. I love that hire, dog. What you think about it?
I like it too. It went quick. I didn't, you know, I mean, Saban just retired yesterday, 2 days ago. Now they got somebody in already, which I understand because in the world of college football, you got to have answers.
Man.
These kids, you know, I mean, you just had signing day, early signing day a month ago. You got national signing day coming in a month.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, you got to hurry up. You got to have plans in place and probably trying to hold those other players as they're already from hitting the transfer portal. So I love it. He gives a credible coach, a credible name. He just was in the national championship Monday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy for him. It's a good look.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it for another episode, man. We want to thank you guys for joining us. Before we get out of here, we would encourage you guys to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification. So anytime we drop new content, you'll be notified. Thanks a lot. Until next time, peace.
Peace.